Good evening. Welcome to Ask the Home Inspector here on Berks Community Television. I'm your host, Joe Kelly, of Advanced Home Inspections here in Berks County, and I've been servicing Berks and surrounding communities for the past 17 years with well over 5,000 satisfied customers. I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. The show is underwritten by Keystone Ashey, the local chapter of the American Society of Home Inspectors, and over the course of the show is designed about trying to teach you how your home works and what you need to do to keep it working, maintenance issues and so forth. This is an audience participation show, so if you have a question relevant to tonight's topic, please feel free to call in. The number is 610-378-0426. Our guest tonight is Zach Eschbach from Malsnee Tile and Stone, and everybody's seems to be a big thing to remodel your kitchens and your bathrooms, so I thought it was appropriate. Zach, tell us a little bit about yourself and what Malsnee does.
Well, Joe, Malsnee has been in Berks County since 1935.
Wow.
Yeah, it was started by the Malsnees. Obviously, it's a family name. A lot of people ask us where that came from. It's not our name, but it is a family name. Earl J. Malsnee, it started out as Earl J. Malsnee, Inc., and the first location was on 6th Street, South 6th. That was there till 1982 when we bought it. My family is Eschbachs. We've been bricklayers in Berks County since 1913, 5 generations of bricklayers.
Bless you.
Yeah, tell me about it. I'm the only one, I'm the 5th generation, and I didn't get my bricklayer card from they're all union bricklayers, and I didn't get my bricklaying card. I figured out very early I love the trowel trades, but I don't love them that I want to do it every day.
Yeah.
It's tough work.
It certainly is.
But so in 1981, 82, I think it was finalized in 82, but in 81, Bruce, who was Earl's son, wanted to sell it, and his son is John Malsnee, the attorney, and they approached us and we purchased it. We were there on 9th Street from 82 to 2005.
I remember the 9th Street location. I was in there many times in my younger days for tiles and whatever.
Yeah. Actually, that used to be a junkyard, and everybody used to refer to it as the junkyard store because that whole location was a junkyard. And we tore it down and built that store. Eschbach Brothers had actually been across the street at 1440 North 9th Street since forever. So we kind of all grew up in that area.
So where are you at now?
We are out near the airport, Stinson Drive, which is out kind of where the, if you're familiar with Reading Boat Works, to get to Reading Boat Works, kind of out
the
there.
Leesport Road.
Exactly.
Behind, Schaefer's
Cole,
Harley
yeah,
and
exactly.
Coles
If
and
you were going down the road and you kind of veered to the left to go to Reading Boat Works, our building is on the right-hand side there.
Oh, good.
Kind of a little bit off the beaten path, but it works for us.
Well, and you have a complete showroom there.
We do.
To display.
We do. We have a lot of tile. We've started to add, in the last 7 years, we've started to add other flooring. We now are a full-service flooring dealer, carpet, vinyl, hardwood, that kind of stuff.
Great to know. So the name is a little deceiving.
It is, and we've struggled with that, how to get that message out there. We've done a lot of branding in terms of commercials. We're not quite ready to change the name just because people still associate us. And we still feel that not to sound cocky, but we still feel we are one of the better tile installing or showrooms out there. We show a diverse selection of tile, more diverse than anybody in the area. We show tile from many different manufacturers, many different styles that you don't see a lot in this area. And
okay. So, do you not just sell tile, you also install tile and countertops, I'm sure?
We do. We install everything that we sell, countertops to floors, everything. We also sell to a lot of smaller contractors. We have a robust business with that, and we also sell to a lot of homeowners that just come in and want to do their backsplash or something.
So if a homeowner comes in with the advent of DIY and HGTV, do you offer classes to tell them how to do it? Because a half-hour show is not going to tell them how to do it.
Right. We don't offer any classes. We can point them to a lot of extensive websites and some things that we will give them advice. We will never sell them we've had customers come in and say, I'm doing a shower. I want to buy a pail of mastic. Well, they don't know that you can't use mastic in a shower. Within a year, the tile will start falling off.
Right.
So we'll tell them, hey, look, you want a thin set. This is what you want. So we steer them in the direction that they need to go. We don't just, it's not about just making a sale and getting them out the door. That's
Right.
not how we operate.
And you don't push them and say, well, we can come and do that for you.
No.
If you want to do it yourself, that's fine.
No, I mean, let's face it. My dad will say that any decent carpenter or anyone that's handy can install certain tile applications. They can do a bathroom floor, a kitchen backsplash. Those types of things aren't,
Sure.
you know, if you take your time and go through the steps, and you can do that. Anyone who's handy can do that. More difficult things like showers, especially steam showers, those
Oh, yeah.
we've seen a lot of.
Well, you pretty much want a wet bed and thin set tile, and you know, there's a lot more involved doing a shower. I've done a few.
Yeah, especially there. I mean, technology has come a long way. There's a system out of Germany called the Schluter system. Schluter is a company. They have a Curdy system that, and I'm sure you're well familiar with the old way that you used to do showers where the mud actually sat on top of the waterproof membrane.
Right.
You would put the membrane down and then you put the mud bed down, and then you tile on it. Well, the problem with those is the tile is not waterproof. The waterproof membrane is under the tile and under the cement. Well, after years of getting wet, cement breaks down. The chlorides and
Yes.
the salts and things will break down the cement, and they'll clog the weep holes. If you've ever walked, I'm sure you have, you walked into an old shower and it smells musty all the time. It doesn't seem to matter what you do.
That's the breaking down of the moisture that's
Correct.
in the
Correct.
masonry underneath.
Correct. With the Schluter system actually, the mud bed actually goes down first, and then the Schluter comes down on top of it and fits on top of the drain so that the mud actually doesn't get wet. You put the tile right on the membrane and you actually encase it and bring it right up the walls.
All the way up the walls, or just a foot, or
We advocate going all the way up.
Okay.
It costs you a little bit extra in the front side, but over the lifetime of the installation, we feel it gives you less issues. I have seen people that will bring it up just to, say, the height of the shower head. You know what I mean? Just at that height. That's more than fine.
okay, that's interesting. I have not done that particular installation.
And
myself.
Schluter is very. They've been in Germany for 20 years, I believe. That's how long they've been there, and we've seen it in the last 10 years here. But the products that they've come out with a heating floor system that's just out of this world.
In the shower?
You can use it in the shower. Obviously, you have to put a membrane on top of it, but it's out of this world easy.
Is it electric?
It is.
Okay,
110
so-
or 220.
So you lay the heating down and then put your thin set and tile on top?
The way this one works is it's a mat. It's like a rolled mat that has corrugated dots, for lack of a better term, and you lay this down with thin set, and then you string your wires in the dots, and then you cover it with your thin set and tile. In the shower, you would have to cover it with a membrane. But
Yes. Huh. Very interesting, because nobody likes cold feet.
no, we get two complaints. My tile is cold, and my tile is hard. Ironically,
Hard.
yeah,
Imagine that.
yeah.
I'm a fervent admirer of radiant heating myself. I built a 28 by 48 garage and put radiant heat in the floor.
Makes it nice for laying on it, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. I heat the whole garage with a 40-gallon water heater,
Okay.
gas water heater.
Yeah.
And it works fine.
It's the way to go.
It's when in the middle of winter, when you just get that bone-chilling cold. The first place I did it was in my spa room.
Okay.
And I would come in and lay on the floor.
Me too.
And it's, that's much better.
I have a lot of hardwood in my house, but my bathrooms all have heated tile floors, and I've been known to just kind of lay there.
In the winter. Okay, so do you have your own installers? Do you subcontract to other contractors?
We have both. We've had installers that have been with us for years and years. I mean, we have one guy that's been there 20 years now. And we also have sub crews. The market is changing in the trades in general. I'm sure you see it.
Yeah.
Subcontractors are just becoming kind of more the way that things are going for commercial projects and a lot of applications. And to be perfectly candid, we can't hire installers.
Well, there's not a lot of people out there that want to lay brick.
Exactly.
Or
I mean,
lay tile,
this past
whichever.
year, we're looking to hire probably 3 kids, and we have hit all the Votex. We've put ads on Craigslist. We've hiring agencies. We just can't find kids.
Anybody looking for a job?
Yeah, give us a call.
So, when a contractor goes in and gives somebody an estimate for remodeling the kitchen, remodeling your bathroom, then they would refer them to come to your showroom to look at the tile, the finish work, and so forth.
Typically. A lot of the contractors we've worked with for a very long time. They will send us drawings, and we will price things so that they have an accurate idea of what that project is going to cost. We don't like to. We're not low ballers. If I tell someone that this is going to cost, let's just use a number, it's going to cost $1,000, and it costs $1,500, they're going to hate me. If I tell them that it's going to cost $1,500 and it comes in at $1,200, they're going to love me. So we're not about selling you, giving you an unrealistic expectation of what it's going to cost. We like to work on estimates, and it's difficult when people come in and say, what does granite cost per square foot? Well, if you bring us a drawing, we can tell you what that kitchen is going to cost. Oftentimes within a day, we can email it to you. We like to do it that way. Otherwise, just quoting a square foot, you can run into a lot of unforeseen circumstances.
Well, let's get into granite then.
Okay.
You do granite
We do.
countertops.
We do.
And any other materials?
We do all of the solid surfaces. We do the granites, we do the quartzes, marbles, we do the Caesar stones. Well, that's a quartz. We do the concrete, the recycled concrete.
You do concrete?
We do.
Great.
It comes in slabs. It's recycled glass and concrete in a matrix. It looks like a terrazzo product.
Yeah.
We do that. They are green products. That's the big push right now. People come in, hey, I want green. The only problem with green is I tell people in order to go green, you have to spend green because they have jacked up the prices on a lot of these materials.
Yes, they have.
Where they're cost prohibitive.
So if somebody wants to do kitchen countertops, you send your installers out to take the measurements and so forth.
Yep.
Do you cut your own marble
We do.
to size?
We actually have the largest granite stocked in Berks County. We have on the floor at all times probably 300 to 400 slabs. It's
Great.
a ridiculous amount of inventory.
And weight.
Oh my gosh, you have no idea. You really understand it when you slip and get your finger.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
And the way we work is if you come in and you give us a drawing, we will give you an estimate. At that point, we will quote, if you selected a stone in our inventory, we can quote that one. Otherwise, we will quote it in groups. We have groups 1 through 5 with a special order. I tell people there's no difference in quality among the groups. It's the cooler colors they realize they can charge more for because people will pay more for. So at that point, you will have an idea of, okay, a group 1 will cost this, a group 5 will cost this. At that point, let's say you want, I'm just going to use a stone, Typhoon Bordeaux, which is a very beautiful stone. Now, sounds
nice.
Sounds nice, doesn't it? You come in and you give us a deposit of half, and then we will actually put your name on that slab. We have tags that we put your name on it, and that's your slab. And we don't cut any other slab except that. That's yours. When it comes to the actual install, we send out Joe, one of our guys.
Another Joe.
Yeah, another Joe. Good guy. He's an ex-Marine, big guy, like a teddy bear.
Okay.
He comes out and he shoots with a laser. We actually do everything by laser now. It's laser templated. And then we go and we input it into our CAD program and it cuts it on the CNC machine.
Because no wall is straight.
No wall is straight.
Yeah, you're going to have bellies and bows. And, I've seen people take a utility knife and cut a slit in the drywall to fit the top in and other tacky things.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it never happens, but since we've gone to the system, it's cut down drastically. But years ago when we were cutting everything with a straight saw, yeah,
Well, it's like a CAD program on the cutter too. I'm sure that once you punch in the measurements, it will take that little contour
oh yeah,
and make it perfect.
yeah.
Now, I've seen what people are calling marble countertops that, it only goes in, it's got a nice round and goes in about an inch and it's particle board. What's that?
I have no idea. There's some weird things out there right now.
Yeah, there is.
And we're seeing a lot of things from other countries that are coming in that are just totally weird. I mean, for example, there's a granite that's called black, absolute black. It's black. Generally with a granite, the darker the color, the more dense it is. Absolute black is hard. Should be indestructible, impervious. I mean, it's crazy. But they're actually coming in now, and they're actually staining softer black stones and polishing them up to look like absolute black. And you don't notice it until you scratch it or you etch it. It's very unscrupulous. It's crazy.
Well, so the point is to make sure that the contractor you hire or the material supplier that you're going to use is reputable, is going to be using known materials that came from a quarry, not...
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And I mean, yeah, they're cheap. I mean, we can buy them for real cheap, but it's like, why?
Yeah, and because you're going to get a complaint down the line.
Exactly.
Something's going to happen.
Exactly. And it's been happening more and more. Years ago, it was just certain suppliers. Now it's a nightmare. My brother actually buys all the stone, and he has a heck of a time trying to find, because they're always trying to slip them in. It's crazy.
Okay, so you cut your own marble in house. Biggest showroom, biggest supply of marble in Berks County. Do you have any kind of guarantee with your installations or warranty?
We offer a 1-year installation and material warranty. Some materials will carry a longer warranty. The only one that I caution people about is carpet, because between you and me, to get a carpet company to actually honor a carpet staining warranty would take an act of God.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because they have so many caveats and conditions written into these warranty documents. No one ever takes the time to read. And okay, you didn't get your carpet cleaned every 3 months by Stanley Steamer or somebody who does it. So you know what? We don't warranty
void. Yeah.
Right.
It's under ideal conditions.
Exactly.
As long as everything was installed perfectly to their qualifications. When I walk into a house and I see a fireplace in the living room or the family room, and there's a throw rug in front of it, it's like,
yeah. Even setbacks. I mean, we've gone into, people just throw them in and put drywall right up against them. It's like, that's not kosher.
No. So, in order to install any kind of tile properly, it needs to have a strong surface behind it, some kind of a hardy backer.
Right.
A cement board.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Or the Schluter company makes one called Detromat, which is actually a plastic matting again that you roll out, and that's been used for the past 20 years in Germany, 10 years here, and we've had good results with it.
Great. So sometimes I walk into a house and I see a tile floor and there's no offset between the tile and the carpet.
Okay.
Right away it throws up a little flag in my head. I don't say anything. I wait till this is a clue gathering process until I can figure out all the clues. I'll lift the floor register. I'll look at the steps going to the basement somewhere, and I will find they just installed the tile on top of the existing floor that was there.
Right.
Sometimes on top of linoleum.
Yeah.
And there's cracked tile. There's grout missing.
Yeah.
So the option there is tear it out and start over.
Pretty much. Once we get calls all the time. Hey, my grout is cracking. Can you come out and re-grout? Yes, I can, but it's just going to happen. It's once that floor starts to give, there's nothing you can do to prevent it.
If you don't start with a good base, good foundation or anything, it's not going to last as long.
And that's all floorings. I mean, what's underneath it, but especially
That's a house.
You're right. You're right.
If you don't have a good foundation, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
All right. So you can fix other people's mistakes, but most times fixing their mistakes requires removal and replacement.
Yeah. And it's generally, I tell people, the cost of doing it right the first time is nothing in comparison to the cost of redoing it. We just did one a couple weeks ago. A gentleman called us and floors were cracking all over the place. And till we cut 22 tile out of this gentleman's floor, I think it was, and redid it, it just turned into an absolute...
And it's an eyesore. You cannot match the grout.
No.
Perfectly.
I mean, fortunately, he had the tile, which that's a whole nother thing. I mean, if you get a tile floor installed and they don't give you at least, a couple pieces, scream, because things happen, you drop something, who knows, get some pieces.
There's always a tile cracked right in front of the freezer.
Yeah, that's true.
The butterball rolled out.
That is true. That is true. Yeah.
And that's an insurance claim. Your homeowner's insurance is meant to bring you back to original condition as if nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
So one cracked tile can mean that you can get a complete new floor.
Yeah, it depends on how it works.
Yeah. So you do both residential and commercial work?
We do. Doing a lot of commercial right now. It kind of varies. This time of year it's school time. Schools are out, so naturally we're...
Doing lots of schools, yeah.
Yeah. And obviously those hard deadlines, you just want to pull your hair out after a while.
Well, there's penalties for not meeting the deadlines too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Especially on schools.
Yes, there are.
So that's always interesting. Yeah.
But yeah, by volume, we're more commercial just because the scale of the projects is larger. But by sheer number of jobs, we do more residential jobs in a year. So that's kind of the way it works.
All right. So if somebody wanted to contact you, how would they get a hold of you? You have a website? You have...
We do. www.malsnee.com. It's finally up and running. It was having some issues, but we got that fixed. Or you can give us a call, 610-916-7621. You can ask for myself, or just talk to the girls at the front. They answer the phone. They can direct you to whomever. I don't do a lot of residential estimating anymore, especially this time of year. I'm strictly commercial till about August.
Well, August is right around the corner.
That's true. Where do the years go anymore? It's like...
No. Yeah. So the caveat to take away is do it right the first time.
Agreed.
Make sure you've got a good foundation underneath it. Don't watch do-it-yourself television. Call a professional. Make sure you get it done right. Anything else you'd like to add?
No. One thing my dad will always say, and this is probably the sagest advice he's ever given anyone, is when people come in, they're building a new house and they want granite countertops. They'll come in and they'll say, I want granite countertops. And they'll buy an inexpensive cabinet and put a granite on top of it. We will try to steer them to do the exact opposite. Look, buy a good cabinet because, again, the foundation is important.
Yes.
Buy the best cabinet you can afford, and then in a couple years, come and see us. We've been here a long time. We're not going anywhere. We'll put granite on your countertops in 2 years, no problem. But if you skimp and you buy particle board cabinets or, you've seen them all.
Oh, yes.
We've seen them all too. It's like, boy, you want us to put granite on that? Really? Watch your toes because it's going to come down. The base is the most important. So
yes,
granite can wait. Buy the best cabinet you can and put granite on it later.
Okay. That's all good advice. It's been a thrill talking to you. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks
I
for
hope
having me
everybody
on.
enjoyed it, and have a good night.
Ask the Home Inspector on BCTV is supported by Keystone Chapter of the American Society of Home Inspectors.